Hi guys, it's Carol. How are you? I'm okay. Um, I just wanted to share something I read on Money Mom's YouTube channel. It was a lady named Bree, B-R-I, and then the letter A, like the initial of her last name, I guess. Anyway, she left in the comments a suggestion, and I know numerous subs of mine also suffer with anxiety, so let's try this. Can't hurt. What it is, you do a search for Navy SEAL 4x4, and that's Navy SEAL 4x4 breathing technique. It says you can learn it in less than 2 minutes, and it's a technique Navy SEALs use to manage anxiety and for stress relief. So if it's good enough for a Navy SEAL, I'm willing to try it. It's a beautiful day here. I'm out on my balcony. There are 6 cases of the virus here at the hospital in my town. I wish our city fathers would put us on lockdown. It'd be horrible for people that, that their employer can't afford to pay them to stay home. But I really hate that. I understand that is tragic for most families to lose who knows how many ever weeks of pay. But from what the Surgeon General says, that's just the only way we're going to get this virus stopped is if people will just stay home and quit spreading it. You can have it for 2 weeks before you even know you have it. So stay home. If you can't stay home, I don't think masks do anything, but gloves. I certainly would wear gloves and take them off before you go in your house. You want to take that into your house. At my apartment, I've told my kids, nobody else comes to my apartment but my family, I've told them if for some reason you have to come here, as soon as you open the door, go straight to my bathroom and wash your hands. Oh, I saw something else that I liked. A sign on a church says, we're supposed to sing happy birthday twice while you wash your hands so that you're lathering up long enough. I saw a sign on a church that said, sorry, the dogs are barking. It said, pray for 20 seconds while you wash your hands. Change the world. Toby, please quit it. Stop. I'm so sorry. Toby, no. You're going to have to go inside if you don't hush. Toby. What else was I going to tell you? I don't know. When Casey went to urgent care and was diagnosed with type A flu, and then I immediately got sick and we all had the same symptoms, except I had incredible nausea for 4 days. I was so sick. I lost 5 pounds because I just couldn't keep anything down. It was not pleasant. Well, I'm nauseated again today. If I have a relapse of that, I'm going to be pretty annoyed. So, say a prayer. Carol didn't start the throwing up flu thing. I don't want to recap of that for sure. But basically, I'm fine. If we do have to go on lockdown, I have put myself on self-quarantine. I don't need to go anywhere. I had a doctor's appointment with my family doctor, but they canceled. They told me I could do a telemedicine thing if I needed to, but if it wasn't something drastic, they don't want anybody coming into the clinic. And it wasn't. I just need a refill on my thyroid medication. And They told me they could just do that. So, anyway, I'm self-quarantined. I'm only going to be inside my apartment or out on my balcony, because on my balcony I'm way more than 6 feet away from anybody. And it is nice out here. I'm going to plan my garden. I strongly believe that this is not going to be over next week. And I strongly believe the grocery situation is probably going to remain pretty much like it is now. Yeah, that's just my opinion. And I think if anybody has access to a yard, or like me, a balcony, you really ought to think about planting something. If you Google self-watering buckets, I think that's what they're called. I did this about 10 years ago. I made self-watering buckets, and they worked. I'm going to try to do that again. It involves 2 5-gallon buckets, some kind of container like a plastic coffee can. That's what I'm trying to think. You need to have something in there. At the time when I did it, you were supposed to use a mesh basket. Well, I couldn't find any, but I had plenty of 32-ounce styrofoam cups, and so I used that and just poked holes in them. Anyway, Google self-watering buckets, and I think I can get 4 on my balcony. I'm trying to decide, should I plant all of them with one crop? I wanted to do green beans, but I don't know if one plant would provide enough green beans to even make enough to cook at one time. What I wanted to do is green beans, yellow squash, zucchini squash, and tomatoes, because I know if you can get a squash to grow, they produce. And I love cherry tomatoes. I hope to be able to do that. And then on the green beans, I don't know if putting one in a bucket would be just a waste of my time or what. If anybody has any experience on that, let me know what you think. Anyway, I'm gonna, I can live a long time on yellow squash. I wish I could grow pinto beans and dry them. I mean, my mother-in-law always had a big garden, and she always had a row of pinto beans. But anyway, that's what I'm going to do, and I would encourage you to do too. My kid's dad will have a garden, but I told my kids, don't depend on him. That's his garden. You can do something. And gardening is fun. If you've never done anything, I mean, it gets to where you want to go out a couple of times a day and check to see if something has come up and take care of them like a baby. I think you'd have a good time. I guess I can't think of anything else at the moment, but I appreciate you guys. Thank you for leaving me a comment. Thank you for stopping by and visiting with me. And this is all going to work out. Don't worry. But if you have stress and anxiety, Google Navy SEAL 4x4, 4x4 breathing technique. I bet it works wonders. Okay, bye guys.